We had reached out and started discussions with the owners of the property. It is private property. It's held by a trust, and we wanted to get it to be revitalized, to turned into a useful piece of property that is a benefit to the community instead of an eyesore. The owners were claiming that they were indigent and unable to make any improvements. The land is contaminated. We've had that verified by DEP. And actually DEP has a lien against the property for some of the testing and reports that they have done. From my understanding, it's been there for decades in this condition. And it's deteriorating. There's no maintenance, there's nothing being done. The building is from the late 1890s. So about 4 decades worth of lack of repair and maintenance, and it's just gotten to the point where it's now starting to collapse. There was a video that somebody had shot, and they'd posted onto a social media site. We got word of this, went out, sent the building inspector out, checked it out. He came back and gave us an opinion that it was unsafe, and then we rolled up our sleeves, brought in all the appropriate departments that have anything to do with the potential demolition of buildings. So this was everything from the building inspector, the planning board, the conservation agent, public works, the fire chief. We went to Mass General Law, Section 143, Chapter 6 through, or Section 6 through 12. And it clearly defines that the building inspector has the authority to deem a property that's unsafe and potentially presents a hazard to the community that can be demolished. So we went through that process and started that. We reached out around 4 p.m. yesterday, sent notification to the property owners that we believed that the property was unsafe and structurally unsound and was going to present a hazard to the community. In accordance with Mass General Law, we formed a board of survey, and there were 3 individuals that were appointed to this. One was the fire chief representative, and then the director of public works that I appointed, and the building inspector appointed a disinterested party. We reached out to a local engineering firm in town and got a person to come up and be a part of that board of survey. They went out there, they all agreed that it presents a danger and it needed to be taken down. What we're committed to do is doing it right, doing it safe, making it safe, and protecting public property, protecting the safety of our residents and anybody that might be walking by or on the road around there. If the owners claim that they're indigent and unable to pay, right, which is a potential, an outcome, the town would be in a position where it would have to absorb the costs of making it safe, right? We have the funding, we believe right now, haven't seen the quotes come back in just yet, so we'll know a little bit more about that this afternoon. It is ultimately the responsibility of the owners of the property, and if they are unable to pay, we would then put a lien against the property, much like the Commonwealth has for the testing and sampling that they've done by DEP. So we would follow that and then put a lien against the property, and then should the property sell in the near future or in the future, and those liens are in place, the town would be made whole for its costs and expenses regarding that. Unfortunately, it just seems to be moving slow until now. The building is making us move much faster because its unsafe condition is going to present a hazard to the public safety. The finances are in place. The Mass General Law supports the actions that we're about to take if they're needed, right? But we've also done our due diligence with the owner and reaching out and communicating and say, hey, look, is there an insurance policy? What funds do you have? You have to resolve this, and if you're going to say that you can't, then we're ready to act, and then we would lien the property.